The meeting of the Board of Health for Wednesday, August 7th, 2019 is in session, and Lynn LeBlanc is missing today for this meeting. This meeting is being televised, and I need to ask if anyone has a recording device. Okay. The first item on the agenda is the discussion of the recent Eastern equine encephalitis virus results and possible Board of Health response.
So, actually, I'm still awake so that people at home can hear me. There we go. So good evening. My name's Kristen Kennedy. I'm the Director of Health and Community Services. And what we are here tonight to discuss is the recent test results across the Commonwealth dealing with E virus, Eastern equine encephalitis. We have, just to kind of frame this, in the past 4 years within the Commonwealth, there have been 8 positive pools for E mosquitoes. We here in Easton in the past 3 weeks have had 27 positive pools, I believe. If not, it may even be on its way up from there. Based on this and a number of other positive results that have been received in the area, the state has gone ahead and moved ahead with plans to do aerial spraying. Easton will be partially sprayed. If we go back to the science that of the mosquitoes and of the virus, the mosquitoes that are involved in the cycle and can carry this and breed and move it through, breed in our red maple and white cedar swamps. Everybody in the area knows where those swamps are. That will be the portion of town that we assume we are going to be having treated. The state has not posted the final map yet, nor have they posted the final schedule. The schedule will be dependent on weather, and it may be adjusted at the last minute depending on wind currents and where they think they may want to hit. Their target is to go up tomorrow night and to start. Again, it's weather dependent, so we'll be in a wait and see pattern, but there is a website available. The link is on our website to the state's page for this event, and that's where the most up-to-date information can be found. Currently, the map is not up and the schedule is not up, so we've put information out there to try to make people aware, but that information is not there yet. The other thing that we wanted to talk about tonight is that when our risk level was raised to high, that invokes a timeline and a recommendation from the state that outdoor activities be canceled during the times when these types of mosquitoes are most active. It's not 100%. Being indoors during those times is not the only thing that people need to do. People need to be conscious of mosquitoes throughout the day. We do here in Easton have a regulation that was put into place in 2012. It's in the board's toolkit. It does allow you to take all of the information that we know about the threat, and it does allow you to impose a mandatory curfew based off of these times. Wanted to start that conversation with you. Currently, the cutoff time for this week that's recommended in the state's arbovirus response plan is 8 p.m. To my knowledge, there is no activity going on in town that trips over that line. As we move through August and into September, those times will creep up, and there is the potential for adjustments that may need to be made. We have done a fantastic job, and we have a wonderful set of community partners out there. We are able to do email blasts. We get responses back as to what times the camps are letting out. The camps are handing out flyers for us so that parents are informed about what's going on. Our sports people are all on those lists as well. Right now, not many people are tripping up against that 8 o'clock timeline. It's something we may need to talk about going forward, but historically, we live in a very responsible community and we've had voluntary compliance. It is a tool that's in your toolkit. Right now, we have recommendations posted at all of the town parks. The DPW is working on permanent signage that we will be able to use if we ever need it again, but we have laminated signs up at all of the parks. We have been out in the community posting signage at daycare centers. Borderland is canceling things on their own. Tim, would you like to speak to the other locations that you've been to in the past week?
Went to like the golf courses, the driving range on 138, all the daycare facilities, tried Governor Ames Mansion, Borderland Park, and then all the schools were posted with signs, so.
We also have with us tonight, we're actually very fortunate as we have Priscilla here from Bristol County Mosquito Control. I don't know if you have any questions for Priscilla or if you want to make a statement or...
I'd be happy to take any questions. We are still monitoring the whole system through the general surveillance that we're normally doing. The state has ramped up some additional surveillance, but we already have 4 trap locations within Easton, so we will continue those through the end of the season. Even with the aerial adulticide, the state will not reduce the risk level following, so the risk level will stay where it is until the first frost.
Okay, that was my question. So if there was a mandatory curfew put in place, it would be until the first frost?
Correct.
Hard frost.
Hard frost. 2 days at 28 degrees, 3 days at 32 degrees.
One question that I know a lot of people at home pose a concern, and it comes up quite often, is what are the chemicals that are in the trucks that spray, and what's the adulticide that comes out of the plane?
So our product that we're using for the truck-based spraying is called Duet, and it is a pyrethroid. So it's a synthetic of what is in chrysanthemums, or a natural pie, but it is a synthetic product. So it combines sumithrin and pralethrin, which is an agitator, not a biting agitator, but it gets the mosquitoes moving. And the reason for this is because the products only work when they come in direct contact with
Contact
the
killer,
mosquito.
yeah.
Right. It also has PBO, which is a synergist that helps the product move quicker through the insect in order to get immediate knockdown. Our website includes the label. It's approved by the EPA and approved by the Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources, which holds the Pesticide Bureau. And it does, quick knockdown is the point, has low mammalian toxicity as well as avian toxicity. It does say that it's toxic to bees right on the label. That's why we spray on the hours when bees are not active. So for us, for ground-based spraying, we spray between 2 a.m. and sunrise, and the area will take place from sunset until maybe midnight, 1, 2 a.m., depending on the weather conditions. So the aerial application is Anvil 10+10.
Anvil.
That information is also available on the state's website. It is also sumithrin. Only it doesn't include the second active ingredient being pralethrin. And again, it's a synthetic pyrethroid that's been used. We at Bristol County Mosquito Control used Anvil 10+10 from approximately 2005 until probably 2012, and then we rotated our products to something different, and now we've rotated our products. It helps to prevent the mosquito from developing resistance because it learns how to break down the chemical, so by switching it up, it doesn't allow each generation to grow resistance. Anvil 10+10 was used by the state for aerial applications that took place in 2006, 2010, and 2012. So there's a lot of data that supports the use of the Anvil, knowing that it does reduce the amount of mosquitoes that are out in the environment. We did not see any adverse health effects during any of those applications. There were no reported bee kills. There were no reported any other adverse incidents that occurred from large-scale aerial adulticides.
Thank you.
And that fact sheet that Priscilla was just mentioning, there's actually on our website a question and answer document that was put out by the Department of Agricultural Resources and Public Health jointly, specifically dated to this event, and it contains the information that Priscilla just spoke about for anybody who's wants to look at it a little bit further.
And can the public still go online and request spraying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And what's the website?
So we do it through email.
Mhm.
So our email
Okay, send an
is,
email.
Yep, request bristolmcp@comcast.net. So we will not be in the town during the application. So there is a regulation, a label requirement that says you don't spray within a 24-hour period. So even though we're not using the exact same product, we're using the same active ingredient. So we will not spray in Easton, if the application was to take place Thursday or if it was to take place Friday, because we don't know when exactly it's going to be in this part of the town. So we probably won't be back again till Monday at the earliest.
That email address is also on our website as well. So, yep, all the links are there for the email address and for Bristol County Mosquito Control. We also have with us Bill Matthews. I don't know if he's the athletic director for the Easton Public Schools. We've spoken in the past. He's always been very supportive of protecting the kids. He's also had, in the past, the support of the Massachusetts Interscholastic League, and everybody's dealing with the same thing in our region. So we don't anticipate that we're really going to have any problems. It's probably going to be a challenging fall sports season.
We knew that months
Yeah.
ago, that
Yeah.
this was gonna be one of those years.
Yeah.
I am curious why, if after the spraying, if you're continuing to test, if the test results show that the number of positives come back at a low risk level, why doesn't the risk level go down?
I don't know why DPH chooses to keep the risk level where it does. In the years that we've had outbreaks, so 6, 10, and 12, they have not reduced the risk level. It may be something different. Usually the amount of positives does go down, but also as we move through the season, we're gonna continue to collect less and less mosquitoes due to the change in temperature and then just the general biology of the mosquito. It's gonna start to cue in on different things like day length. So you might end up catching less mosquitoes, but that which will make it more difficult to get positives, but not necessarily mean that they're less dangerous or don't have the virus. So that's certainly something that can be asked. I can ask DPH, but I've never seen them reduce the risk.
One of the other things that I had researched the last time around was the scientific aspect of mosquitoes becoming inactive below 50 degrees. That was one of the things that we had some discussion about, but ultimately didn't have, if you will, a support for that, to be able to host games in the evening if the temperature was below 50 degrees. And I would just like to put that out there for consideration. I'm not asking for any feedback or any decision on that, but I'd ask the board to take a look at it, because if scientifically the mosquitoes are less active during daylight hours and becomes more dangerous, if you will, from sunset to sunrise, then it would make the argument that scientifically, when it's below 50 degrees, we are just as safe as having a game during daylight hours. And so I would just ask for some review or consideration of that as we move forward, because as you get into late September, early October, we may have some of those evenings that we might be able to do it. So we have senior nights as we get into October,
Right.
but sometimes those senior nights are not after that hard freeze. So it does affect some of those teams, and of course, typically you're playing football on Friday nights, or we have some other sports scheduled at night too, because parents want to get there to the games and stuff. I do not, under any circumstances, want to put our kids in undue risk, but it's something to consider, because again, it is a scientific fact. It's not just conjecture on it. So asking for that to be reviewed and ask for the board's position on it.
So it's going to be a constantly evolving situation. I think tonight is the first of many meetings where we'll be discussing this, and as the weather evolves and the test results evolve, as we said, maybe talking to the state and getting a more definitive answer as to why we're not allowed to drop, or why they don't drop the risk map back down after we've seen some changes, will help.
I'm sure it's liability.
Possibly.
Yeah, the sports are near and dear to my heart, so that's all I was thinking about today. I would hate to be that one town to unimpose a curfew and then, heaven forbid, somebody get bit and get sick. And granted, I don't even know how you would prove it was bit at the school versus at your house or whatever, walking your dog at night, but it would just make for an awful story. But I also have heard, I was reading up on exactly what you said about the inactivity, and I think the state was actually researching it too. So maybe something will come out of it. Who knows?
As it stands right now, we're doing our best to make sure that the information is out there for people to make their own decisions and to exercise the highest level of personal protection and personal responsibility, using bug sprays during the day, fixing screens in their doors and windows, protecting their pets, and just making smart decisions. It's up to the board whether you want to just continue to gather information, if you want to take an action tonight.
I would like to make a motion to impose a curfew now.
Can we make a temporary, or if we say we make a motion to do a curfew at this moment, is that in place regardless of the situation through the first frost?
So if you were to use the regulation to impose the curfew right now, and you would reference the recommended cancellation times put out by the Department of Public Health, it's your curfew. You can revisit it at each and every meeting and call a special meeting just as we did today if you feel that the situation has changed, and that you have a level of comfort that you're willing to take it off the table and rely on people being responsible and doing, abiding by the recommendations voluntarily.
I'm just basing my proposal on, if I did the numbers right, we've had a third of our worst ever in just that one test batch, correct?
It's
that information given to us, I feel like the liability is on us, and I feel like not imposing a curfew at this point would be negligent.
Absolutely, and I second your proposal.
So then you need a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to impose a curfew based on the state times as of today.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We will continue to keep it on the Board of Health agenda going forward until we're directed otherwise, and you will continue to receive updates from us. There is a notification process in the regulation that we'll move ahead with right now, or tomorrow morning, making sure that there are notifications made.
Excellent.
It's only August. Wow.
Yep.
But yeah, a third. Those are high numbers.
Well, that was the number 8 that I threw out there. That was statewide over the
Yeah.
past 4 years.
That's what we get for living in a swamp.
Something's going on.
Yep. Next item on the agenda is the request for waiver of temporary food and porta potty fees for the 6th annual Night at the Bruseum, a craft beer expo taking place on Saturday, August 10th.
So, this is their annual, largest fundraiser that they host. In the past, the board has waived their fees, for food, and they have like porta potties that come down. Timing of this meeting just works out well, because they're, that Saturday, they missed last.
It's early too. They're done by 8. I
It's
believe
7
it's
p.m.
7, yeah.
7 p.m.
4 to 7.
On Saturday, so, as of right now, I think they have like 6 or 7, food vendors, most of them are from within Easton, and I think 2 are coming from outside of Easton.
Yeah, make a motion to waive those fees.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else? Anyone? Questions?
Motion to adjourn?
All right.
That it, Tim?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you had to look.
No,
You sure? All right.
We had a motion to adjourn. We need a
Seconded.
second.
All those in
And
favor?
Aye.
Aye.